I gotta figure this one out here.
What a complicated mess.
Got an updated piston assembly.
Yeah, because that's the piston on mine that had the rolled seal. Either he put it in rolled or it rolled from the clutches being burned up.
We're gonna be putting on an updated one over here.
Which is one piece. The seal is molded into the steel.
That's right, very, very gently with this homemade tool I've been using for umpteen years to get the seal
30
in.
years. And this is the one that came out of the 71 Olds Turbo 400.
So I went to fit this one in.
And the springs are attached to the seal assembly, whereas the new style, newer and new, the springs are on their own plate assembly.
Okay.
Inner plate, as opposed to being cast into the aluminum with a cover like that.
So that's the combo we're going to be using on
This
this
is the
one.
combo. We're going to use the new seal and the replacement drum for the Turbo 400 with the springs that are captive on the dinner plate.
From the old drum.
See, all captive, whereas these are all loose.
Yeah, those are the ones that
Understand any of this gibberish jabberish?
Yep.
One day we're going to rebuild manual transmissions. I've never done that.
They're fun. They're fun.
And this transmission came from a 71 Olds 88, which just
455.
They were dime a dozen. Back 20-odd something years ago, my brother's best friend's uncle sold me his 72 or 73 Olds 88, just a four-door sedan.
74, I remember.
74 Olds 88, plain Jane, but it had a 455, and the motor sat around for 10 or something, 15 years, and a friend of mine took it away, and I have no idea where it ended up.
Okay, I've got to change this inner seal.
Now, Spikedpunk got another 455. Next seal.
Which is going to go into the cruiser eventually.
Yeah.
Time for others.
And here is the 455. Yeah, just sitting here. Light duty, babied 455. A couple of cracked rings. A couple of slight scuffs on the piston, but they'll be good to go. Yeah, needs to be degreased big time.
Good parts washer.
455. Even has the factory ground strap, which has got torn. Yeah, from the head to the firewall or the frame.
The head down to my shoe.
Yeah, 455. I had a 454 Suburban two-wheel drive. You just tap the gas and it would launch. Oh, here's something interesting. Here was the first Suburban I ever drove, way before mine came along. This is a 1977 that had had a 354 barrel, and when the motor blew up with 100,000 miles, the guy that owned this is dead now, huh? Howie, how fast will it go? Different Howie. Yeah, he's dead. Another guy died young.
Yeah, and I bought the truck for $800 in 1988.
88?
I bought the truck in 88.
And it's a 77.
Yeah.
11 years old. It already had new quarter panels put on.
Get back.
Yeah. Two-wheel drive, the four-wheel drive half-ton with towing mirrors. And it was parked at my house for a few years here and there, and it did a lot of duty.
Yeah, we towed a lot of Corvairs with that thing.
Oh, man. And all the Corvairs are still sitting out in the country, rotting away.
Indeed.
Yeah. This one had a bench seat, roll-down windows. I recall very well. 77. So you were the second owner of that. When you bought it at 11 years old, it already had new quarter panels.
Yeah, it would have had a ton of miles on it.
Oh, yeah. And the engine had been replaced just before you got it with a 305 HO from a Z28. Or a Z28.
It moves.
Oh, yeah. It's quite the rocket with a Turbo 350.
Yeah.
203 transfer case, full-time four-wheel drive.
Yeah, it got out of its own way quite nice, thank you.
Yeah. All right.
There we go. There's another seal. There we go. Another seal. No, that's...
Okay, get back to work. Stop playing around here.
Yeah. Slave driver.
All right. What are we doing here? Oh, yeah. Trying to get these bushings inside here.
Look at that.
All right, I got Mrs. CW outside cleaning the derailleur off her bike. 20 years of greasing her chain and gears. She's cleaning it. She's having a good time watching the grease just run off. And what are you up to here, Spikedpunk?
Air pressure checks.
You got that monster lip seal in it, that molded seal, the one that replaces this antique Turbo 400?
Yep.
That was a bugger. I didn't want to make a video of that because you were getting nasty with your language. Yeah.
You know good ignorant son of a, you know what? All right. That second, okay. Yep, look at that.
Air pressure checks.
Yep.
Flip it over to my direction.
Look at that.
Flip it over. Let me see.
What do you mean? What do you mean flip it over?
Turn it 180 degrees so I can see the other side work. Is there something? Oh, no, there's nothing on this side.
That's what I tell you. Stop telling me.
Blah, 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 blah.
Annoyance ever since day when I knew you.
Yeah, when's that? 1973?
Something like that.
Just after Dad bought a 73 Torino.
Yeah, the rusty Torino. There you go. Look at that, folks.
Do it again.
because there's no oil. If I were to drip some oil in there, the seal would be much better. But we're checking just for a rolled seal.
Yeah, and a proper return, to show that the seals aren't pinched.
Yeah, pinched. That looks like it's good to me. Yeah, we're good to go.
All right, I'm going to hammer in my seals. Wait till Huck this 1971 sees me hammering in my seals. Put it on the flat. I should have brought a piece of flat steel, a big thick piece. Here we go. Time to hammer down.
Alright, so we're good on that. Yeah, good to go.
This is how I do this. He's a precision airplane mechanic, and here I am tapping on brass seals on concrete.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's how I'm doing it.
There you go.
Hey, take the light for a second. You can shine it on me so they can see me hammering on the concrete.
You're making marks on my concrete floor there too.
Yeah, leaving my mark. Thank you.
Doink, 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 doink.
I'll feel it when it lands home. Yep, I'm going to drive it down.
There we
Below
go.
the surface. Oh yeah, a little bit of concrete dust mixed in.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we'll call it Spikedpunk's trick shift.
Yeah, trick
A little bit of
shift,
concrete dust.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's going to drive her home a little bit more. I had another hammer to use, but we had a little situation here with his other hammer. This is our Turbo 200 4R. Is this our 200 4R hammer?
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Okay.
What's this? This is the last 700 that you rebuilt? Or a 4L80?
No, I squeeze that and I chew that when I get angry.
Yeah, one big blob of lead. Yeah, that's his last transmission rebuild. Alright, we're going to drive this down a little bit with the socket, get it just below the surface. Wish I would have brought a flat piece of thick steel, a 1-inch piece of steel. I have some. Didn't think of it. Oh well. Closest size socket we could find was a 21 millimeter. That's just a shade on the small side. What are you up to here?
This is the forward clutch that we're going to look at now.
How's that bushing?
It's already been cleaned up.
Did I have that opened up already?
I've already opened it up and looked at it.
you
I've
did?
already cleaned
I
things
think I
up. Look at
opened
that. It's a lot cleaner now.
I think I had opened this one up also. I didn't clean any of the elements. I cleaned the case, the valve
clean.
body, and I
clean.
forgot the front pump.
Clean.
Jerk.
And you forgot the front pump. What an idiot.
Yeah, at least I didn't forget the rear pump.
What an idiot.
More springs.
There we go. More springy thingies. Look at that. More springy thingies. There we go. Washers.
Thrust washer.
Did we get a new one of these?
I don't know, it looks pretty tasty though.
If we didn't, we have one on the other transmission. We have one on the Turbo 400 part full fit. This is all good for the side.
Shift
We're going to get seals on this. I guess we'll do the seals on this one too, eh?
Thrust washers. You're looking for a thrust plastic, a thin plastic thrust washer? Hard to believe we don't have one.
If not, we got one in the other one. So
Yeah, where is it? In the box outside?
yeah. I'll go get it. I'll get it. Now, do you want to change these seals over here on this one? They're supposed to be brand new. Do you think they are?
Ha!
Guess that answers the question. Alright, guess that
No
answers the
walkout
question.
case bushing. Made in USA. That's for the tail shaft.
Okay, the walkout on me.
Yeah, please. When are you leaving?
I know, let's go take a drive in the 72 Vista Cruiser soon.
Yep.
Need a break soon.
New bolt. Case support. Element support. Right, I'm going to tap this baby home.
Now show what I'm doing over here. Show what I'm doing over here. Gotta press the springs in and everything.
It'd be nice
that.
if we had the C-clamp compressor, or the
Yep.
compressor that you use an arm to push that down with a
Been working like
ring.
this for years.
Yeah, it's rude and crude, but it'll do.
It works.
Yeah, it's a little slow, a little Mickey Mouse. Just have to compress it just a fraction so to take the tension off the C-clip.
Exactly.
I had to rebuild a 4L80E transmission in your basement.
Yep. Well, something must have worked right. That 200R4 is still going strong in the Vista Cruiser, so.
And they use them in Grand Nationals. They can't be the worst transmissions. Even
No.
My mother had one brand new in a 79 Grand Prix 301 2-barrel.
That was a 200 in hers.
200. Yeah, that's what the Grand Nationals have.
Yep.
They have a 200 also.
Yeah, and that just had some. Well, they upgraded a lot of the pieces in the 200R4, so
Didn't
that
the Corvettes
really
have them too? 200s? Or they
I
just have-
think for 1 year they might have had them, if I remember correctly, but they mostly came with 700s.
Yeah, most of the Chevys had 700s. Even the V6 Blazers, 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, they just had a smaller clutch plate count on them.
Yeah, and I've seen guys put them in. I did a video where a guy was beating the crap out of a 4-wheel drive pickup with a.
Right over there. That's why we got spares. It's right over there.
Yeah.
That's why we got.
Like I said, a guy had a burned tranny in a full-size pickup. It was a short box step side. He did a good burnout with it. It was from a V6 S10. Just the clutch packs are empty. They got big, thick steel plates. Instead of putting clutches in like this for more engagement friction, they just put big spacers in. They cheap out.
Yeah. So what they spec'd out for.
Yeah, it's good enough.
All right, let's get some.
Yeah, he beat the crap out of it for a couple of years. I think it's still working.
Doink. There we go. See.
How's that seal? What's underneath there?
Looks okay. Looks all
Four
right.
seals.
Yeah, we have seal
Triple
here.
seals. One seal there.
One seal there, and
there.
one seal over here. There you go. So we have the.
Seal on the outside. 4 seals.
There we
3
go.
seals.
1, 2, 3. There's 3 seals. 1, 2. There's a third seal in here as well.
Yep.
So let's get these all changed. There we go.
Tap this baby in.
Smell of death of the transmission. Burn.
Yeah, burn.
Burn the transmission.
I got burned.
Burn the transmission.
Two of the 1,300 buckaroonies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just saw the guy.
Can you give me $1,000 and Can you give me $1,000?
Yeah. Gave him. Well, it wasn't me actually. It was a friend of mine who gave him the money.
Yeah.
Because he was going to buy the truck. But... Yeah, that's how the Russians build airplanes. Oh yeah, I got a little nick on the edge of that. No problem.
No, we don't want nicks. We don't want nicks.
No problemo.
Right,
That's how the Russians build their airplanes. That's why they just crashed one of their new experimentals.
Tragedy.
Yep.
Tragic indeed.
Alright, I'm just going to take the edge off that. I've got to dress that slightly. My camera doesn't focus up close.
It doesn't?
No, I can't get closer than about, was it 6 inches? 5 inches? Anything closer just gets blurry. My friend's got a Samsung camera phone. It's really good. He holds it up close like that. That's Where's Little Feller. He's at a junkyard today. He got the intake manifold bolts off and the manifold won't come off. I said, pry it off! Hit it with a hammer! It'll come off.
Poor little feller.
Yeah, poor little feller. Alright. Changing your seals.
Yeah. Hey, what are we doing here, people?
What are we doing?
We're going to be doing the same thing with the reverse high clutch as well, but for the forward clutch that we have open right now is we're going to get rid of this wavy steel spring. This gives you a cushion when you plunk it from park into forward gear. This cushions your ply. Now,
so it doesn't go clunk, it just goes clunk.
Exactly, but these things have a penchant for braking, like usually right around here, right around the tangs they'll break these things.
So it's a beveled washer.
Yeah, you can see.
It's a spacer that has a bevel in it that acts like a spring. It's not flat. And they break. So you take one of the steels, flat, thick steels out of a Turbo 400.
That's right.
Which was used from 65 to, what, 91?
Yeah, roughly something like that, 91, 92.
Actually, they use them in Cadillac, hearses, and limousines. These are the last applications for the 400. I read it on Wikipedia.
Right. Now,
Cadillac hearses.
Now we'll put another steel in because that's what we would start with anyway, steel.
Yeah, so instead of having the wavy washer in first, you put a steel in as a spacer, which is what the wavy washer is. And you put another steel in.
Now the clutches we can just dabble in with just a little bit of oil in because these have already been soaked in oil. So, but new clutches you should always soak for like 15-20 minutes.
Or overnight.
That's right, overnight.
Like a chain for a bicycle.
Always soak your clutch or bands for at least 15-20 minutes, not even a half an hour.
The paper has to absorb the oil, much like oil filters.
That's
always
right.
put oil in, even if the oil filter mounts upside down, because the paper absorbs the oil. Otherwise, the engine runs dry.
That's right.
And people still get 300,000 miles out of their motors using Fram oil filters and never changing the oil. But that's like people that smoke that live to be 90. Most die at 55 or 60.
Go figure, huh?
Yeah, luck of the draw. Yeah, soak for 15 minutes or 15 seconds or 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, well, these have already been in use, so there's plenty soaked with oil, so I'm not worried about
Ray
that.
Bestis. See the insignia on the next.
There you go. Ray asbestos.
Ray Bestis, which used to be made of asbestos. From where? Asbestos, Quebec. The town of asbestos.
Exactement, monsieur.
Which they're still selling in third world countries. Ah, it'd be fine. It's fine. Oh, date of manufacture. Made in USA, 2/2/10. So he did put new clutches in. These are new clutches.
Yes.
New frictions. Those are the steels. If you had a 700 in an S10 with a V6, or a Camaro 2.8 Struggle 6, it would have had a 700.
Yeah, I didn't have to dip that one, but I did anyway.
Never had a 200. A little bit of oil never hurt.
Yeah.
So what they'd have in that clutch pack would be a big, thick half-inch spacer. Instead of putting it in clutches, they put a big, thick half-inch spacer.
A little bit onto this washer over here. Can't forget washers. You can't forget, people. That one little washer that. Dude, what was I sitting on? You know,
that was all your pressure. So,
right.
Do we have a new thrust washer to replace that one, or it's all right?
That's that's a carp wash. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that one.
No problem.
All right, there we go.
What's that?
And we replaced. This is just the hub for your forward clutches.
We replaced that thrust washer with one that was in really bad shape. Where did that one end up?
I put it back onto this over here. There you go.
That was the one on mine. It was burned.
And actually, it's gouged. It's burned. It's gouged because that was right on top of that heat. That was right on top of that heat from that other failure that we had.
Garbage. Luckily, we have spare parts.
There we go. This is on. Perfect. All right, so this is on, and everything goes according to plan. When I put this plate on over here, or this cover, we should have enough room to put our snapping on, and we'll have clearance on our plates. Yeah, looks like we'll be fine.
Yeah. And no beveled washer. In
fact, beveled washer's gone.
Beveled washer goes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Click! There we go, look at that.
Done. And transmission's all rebuilt. Let's crank her up.
Yep, and I can already turn it. Yeah, I can turn it by hand, which means that
we have to drive home. Still have to drive 450 miles home and jack it up and put it in the truck.
Yeah.
Who knows when that'll happen. We got Corverso coming up next weekend, and Laconia and Lake George.
Engine in the rear. Spear of that.
We drove on the way back here from picking up the transmission parts. We drove by 5 Harley Ultra Classics, and one was a road glide, all with fairings. So Mrs. CW could check them all out. Oh, the fairing is so cool. It's got a bag, it's got a windshield, it's got speakers, it's got
this, it's got that, it's got everything.
Yeah, my bike doesn't have one. All right.
Oh, brother.
Put that away.
Whatever.
I'll go back to sanding my bushings.
Okay, look at that.
A little bit undersized. They don't fit on the shaft.
Now I'm going to work on the reverse hive. Okay, now I'll take those plates. Now I will take the plates, Andrew.
Dinner plates?
Yes, I will take the plates. Well, I'm going to start getting your new plates into here.
Brand new in the bag. Winner's Choice transmission parts. Alright, we're going to unseal these and soak them. Or we should have soaked these before we started.
That's okay, we'll be fine. I'll let it sit for a few minutes and we'll be fine.
Yep. Do something else. Alright, pause that refreshes. Go have a Coke. Yuck.
Maybe we should take Sammy out for a ride before it starts to rain.
Yeah, 72 Vista Cruiser. We'll take care of that. Alright. Back to work for a minute.